Hello, I'm Scott, and today I'm going to tell you my story of Hurricane Ida. It was a rainy night, the wind went fast, and I was here in New Orleans coming back to school. You know, I had just got back from home, summer break, it was great, and there I was that night. They told us on Brightspace class was canceled, but you know me, I was like, it's going to be okay, I'm going to stay. It's kind of like the boy who cried wolf, you know? For so long, the past few years, they would always say, okay, go big storm. But this time, I was like, no, I just got back. I'm finally back with my friends and everyone I love, like, whatever. Because the year before was the COVID semester, so I was at home in my bed. Now you see, that night, it said, and I slept through it like a baby. I slept and I slept and I slept. Then I woke up. And boom, everything was different. Trees, branches, they all fell. They all just went, whoo! And there we were, no power, no nothing, no water, food. We're hot, hot, hot. But one thing we had was hope. For I had never experienced a hurricane before. Where I'm from, we mostly have snowstorms. But this was different. It was sweaty. It was so sticky, it stuck to my skin, and I smelled like the bayou indeed. But I had hope. Eventually, once it was cleared and safe to leave, me and my friends, we drove to the hotel downtown. I believe it was the Hyatt. In this hotel, we plugged up our phones to their spare generator to get some charge and to call our families and say, Mom, I'm moving with my auntie and uncle to Bel Air. No, I'm kidding. We didn't actually go to Bel Air. But what we did do was we got enough power and we made a plan of action. So me, my friend Jaren, my friend Kim, my friend Jayla, we drove a 14-hour drive all the way to Fort Wayne, Indiana. Not to be confused with Gary, Indiana, where Michael Jackson. No, not to be confused with that. This was Fort Wayne. And Fort Wayne is different than any place I've been to. So I had been to Indiana all my life because I grew up doing competitive Pokemon tournaments in Indianapolis. But this was very different. Very small town, very quiet, very kind of rural, very different from New Orleans. But this was a very life-defining moment for me because it showed me just how quickly things can change and how to be grateful for my life. So with that being said, I also began to watch on the TV and the internet how they covered New Orleans and how that related back to Katrina, how the world just kind of turned a blind eye to the city when it came to helping. It just was like, wow, it was an eye-opener to what was going on. So I'm in there for 2 weeks, played a lot of basketball, did a lot of homework, and I was writing. I was writing, and I said, what can I call this? And I'm gonna say, I called that chapter Change. In Fort Wayne, there's something very specific. There was a park right across from the house we were staying in, and in that park, every day at 4 on the dot, not a minute after, a minute before, but 4 on the dot, these kids came because the ice cream truck was there, and I would get a strawberry cone with lots of sprinkles every time. And that was something that sticks with me today. I say this to say that what this taught me and what this experience did for me, it made me really focus that year. It was like, okay, nothing is promised. Because again, right before that it was COVID, then it's this hurricane. It's like, man, I will never have a normal college year, but I used that to inspire me. With that, I took my newfound drive and focus, and I was doing sports like crazy. Interview after interview, I would say, hello, this is Scott. Welcome back to XU Sports. And it was something amazing. And with that, I used all of that experience to eventually land an internship with ESPN. And I say all this to say that that hurricane was something negative, but the lesson I want all of you guys to remember from this is use the positives in life, not the negatives. Thank you so much. This is my Intro to Performance Studies discussion post.